Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me for this CPD session in regards to Lego and how you can incorporate that into your curriculum. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you one of these boxes. This is one of our Lego WeDo 2.0 kits, and today I'm going to show you how you can use this to the benefit of your own curriculum. And it's not just going to be for computing, it's also going to be for science as well. So first of all, just a bit about myself, what school I'm from, etc., and a bit about my background. I am the assistant head and also the EdTech lead at Hamilton Primary Academy. This is an outstanding school just over the bridge in Wyre. We're a one-form entry school, and we've got about 230 children enroll. How is EdTech used in our school? We use Google an awful lot. We use the whole functionality of Educational Suite, whether it be for forms, for everything administrative-wise, or sheets for our registers. We use it an awful lot. We also use all the shared drive capability that comes with that. And we use Google Classroom currently for hybrid learning. We also use wireless board technology, and we have a one-to-one iPad scheme as well. Okay, so let's move on. First of all, what types of Lego education are there? So I'm going to discuss the benefits of using Lego software, particularly WeDo, as part of your computing and even science curriculum. Now, Lego currently has different versions for Lego education. You have the Lego Spike, that's quite new at the moment and has only been released over last year. This is going to be replacing Lego WeDo in the next year or so. Doesn't mean that Lego WeDo isn't got everything that you need. It definitely does. There's also the Mindstorms kits, the EV3s. They are primarily for secondary. However, there's no reason why they couldn't be considered for primary, especially in upper key stage 2. And then there's the older version of Lego WeDo, which is the 1.0 version. I'll discuss that a bit later on. It's still brilliant, and it covers a plethora of national curriculum objectives. But today, what I'll primarily be focusing on, so I'm just letting someone else in on the call there. What I'll be primarily focusing on today is Lego WeDo 2.0. The difference being the hardware enables Bluetooth connection, so you can control the Lego with iPads and other sort of Android tablets, etc., and even on your laptops through Bluetooth. I'll also show you clearly which activities have links to discuss which parts of the curriculum. I'll discuss this in more detail later on. Okay, the curriculum and where does it sit in? Now, I've covered all these objectives from Key Stage 1 all the way up to 4 here. And as a lot of you already know, the computing curriculum from Key Stages 1 to 4 has a big emphasis on programming and coding than ever it did before. Now, believe it or not, these changes were made back in 2014. However, as many other primary teachers will highlight, computing is still a key focus area when it comes to knowledge of teaching it. I still find some projects, such as using Python, very tricky to teach. I have to teach myself a lot of it still to this day, and I know a lot of you out there will understand where I'm coming from. Therefore, I feel Lego is ideal, as many of the projects are prescriptive for students to complete, and in a lot of cases, children will be teaching you. I think it's important to note as well, there is nothing wrong with this. As educators, we're learning every day. I certainly am. And now this Lego 2.0, this WeDo 2.0, it sort of combines bricks with the expectations of national curriculum science and computer programs of studies. All of the WeDo projects are designed to develop pupils' computational thinking skills. So what is computational thinking? This is where computers can be used to help us solve problems. However, before a problem can be tackled, the problem itself and the ways in which it could be solved need to be understood. Now, computational thinking allows us to do this. It allows us to take a complex problem, such as coding, understand what the problem is, and develop possible solutions. We can then present these solutions in a way that a computer, a human, or both can understand. And there are 4 key components, techniques, that come to computational thinking. They are decomposition. This is when you break down a complex problem or system into smaller, more manageable parts. Pattern recognition, looking for similarities among and within problems. Abstraction, focusing on the important information only, ignoring irrelevant detail. And one we'll all have heard of as algorithms, developing a step-by-step solution to the problem or the rules to follow to solve the problem. Okay, so first of all, where can you download the software? The first thing you will need when using Lego WeDo is this software. Fortunately, Lego have really ensured that it's available on all 4 of the most popular download stores. This includes Chromebooks, iPads, Android devices, and Windows computers, and they all have different versions of the software which can be used with all their devices. Firstly, Chromebooks. Yes, they have a Chrome extension available in the web store, which means the usually restricted use of a Chromebook to just web browsing, and Google Drive gives it uses to support computing further in your curriculum. Next, it also has a Windows device through the store, software through the store. Now, I've tried, it's a bit peculiar this, because if you download it through the store and you try to launch it, it seems to have a glitch. So what I would recommend you do is go straight to the website and download it for Windows. It seems to have worked every time for me, and it's just pretty much the same software. Couldn't answer why, I couldn't tell you. Next as well, we also have the Google Play Store. This is obviously if you have Android mobile devices, you can download it from here. And then finally, Apple's App Store, which makes it available on both iPads and Macs as well. The software is free. It's really easy to navigate around. I do know that from some reviews, the Chrome app is currently struggling to open, but developers make regular updates, and I'm sure this will be fixed quite shortly. Okay, navigating and using this software. Now, once you open up the software app on whatever device you're on, you will end up on this landing page. Here there are shortcuts to teacher resources that will get you access to sort of tips and tricks, teacher guides, lesson plans, and further support, which gives you links to the national curriculum. You have toolkits and even downloading the resources in different languages. There's a wide selection of support on this website. And you also have the first project button, this green, well, they're all green, but the darker green button there. Now, in here, you have access to 4 simple projects for children to gain the basic skills they need to get going with the software. However, I've been thinking about this, and I think these will make great projects for children, even in Key Stage 1, and could even be embedded into parts of your curriculum for computing or science down in the lower key stage as well. Key Stage 1, should I say, not just lower key stage. Next, you also have your Classroom Projects button. Now, in here, there are some great getting started projects, these 4 here. And it will give you an overview of what objectives it covers, which I'll show you here. So it gives you those objectives, what you'll be doing. And then by clicking this Go button here, it then provides a short video. It's more like a hook to engage learners, providing questions to get them thinking. It then moves on to actually building the model itself. And by clicking the Start Building button, you then will be given a simple step-by-step for the children to create their models. Now, once the model is completed, you will then need to connect your device. So here's the step-by-step sequence here. But then you come to this stage, you'll then need to connect the actual device itself. This is this thing here, which I'm going to show you a bit about later. Make sure there's batteries in it or it won't work. And it's as simple as turning on the device and clicking connect. Then next, you'll have your programming screen. This is where you'll find the blocks, and children will be given the instruction to make their robot maybe move forward or light up or put different loops in, okay? And this is a brilliant tool I've found. It's the camera button. Pardon my massive cheesy face here. I think this is going to be a bit of a game changer, because not only can you put evidence of your work in the picture, you can also see evidence of your code, and it'll save. This can then be printed off and be stuck in, for example, topic books along with your objective. There is also a documentation tool. This is where you can write about what you've learned or the process involved. They're all great tools for recording your assessment. Now, going back to the home page, by clicking back on classroom projects, you'll also get access to all of these guided science projects. And just by looking at some of these projects, you can already see where the links to science can come in. There are absolutely loads there. You've got frogs metamorphosis. That is year 5 science just there. You can see that. Pulling. You've got speed, robust structures, plants and pollinators. We all have to teach about plants and animals throughout the curriculum in science. This could all be linked in so well with your science projects, giving and bringing science to life as well. I think it's important to note that there are also open types of projects as well. These could link into any of your topics that you may be covering. And then finally, some of your computational thinking projects. This is what you could use for computing. These can be used maybe primarily with your children in Key Stage 2. So if you were interested, have a look on the Lego WeDo website for further information. You can also use these projects as part of a set of lessons in the lesson plan area, which I discussed earlier, and I'll show you that a bit further on as well. Okay, now I'm going to look at sort of planning a sequence of lessons. Now, fortunately, Lego have covered it here if you want to incorporate Lego into your science and computing curriculum again. There are some great beginner projects which can be used for science or computing. Computing in the national curriculum is pretty much covered by Lego, okay? And just by looking at the national curriculum statements, this one right at the top here, you can see one area, and it says here, physical systems, that is never really taught that well. We know that in Key Stage 1, they have access to B-bots. So physical systems, think of something physical in front of you. This is your robots. This is actually programming something to solve problems and controlling or simulating these systems, okay? And as we know in Key Stage 2, maybe at your school, but we've not had that much access years gone by to actually having robots or being able to control something. Just by let alone being able to program one as well. And I feel that Lego is a great way of introducing children to this. But then the sequence of lessons become more challenging. Okay, you can see here there's some computational thinking lessons here with the moon basin, etc. And you can easily, these may be ideal for your children, for example, year 5 and 6, and you can easily use these planning resources to fit into your own curriculum, including science as well. I think it's important to note that although a lot of these projects do say like science, lesson 18, lesson 19, what they are actually doing, the children, is they are making code. They are solving problems with code. They're having to abstract, decompose all of these different things, which is actually pretty much every objective that the national curriculum, the statements that national curriculum try and get you to cover in Key Stage 2. Also, Key Stage 1, I think if you've got some very bright learners, there's no reason why they couldn't access some of this as well. And as you can see here, these units can sit nicely into your science as well. Okay, other types of version. There's the first version, Lego WeDo 1.0. Now, I've been using Lego for most of my teaching career. And as I believe, the reason I use it is because it links into so many areas of the national curriculum, but it's also great. You could use it for coding clubs. Now, I use my older set for this purpose, and in some cases, we'll let other schools trial it and use it for free. If you do ask me nicely, if you're local, I might actually let you borrow some of our kits, just to see how easy the software is to use and how it does work. Now, the older sets are just as good, but unfortunately, they're getting really hard to get hold of, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to find it, source it, and it's actually quite expensive. I think some kits were going like £250 on Amazon because you can't get it from Lego directly anymore. And it also doesn't have that Bluetooth linking software, so you have to use Windows devices with the original software downloaded. But all the Lego software is very familiar, and actually I preferred some of the older projects. The engagement with the children using Lego as part of learning is, as you can imagine, very, very engaging. Okay. Next thing I'm going to look at is Lego WeDo and Scratch. Yes, Scratch. We've all heard of Scratch. We all try and incorporate it and use it in so many ways. But you can, for those who wish to push it even further, it also works with Lego WeDo 2.0. It's available on all 4 operating systems, which is Windows, Mac, Chrome, and Android. And in most cases, you just download the plugin and add the WeDo extension. It offers a selection of blocks, which I'll show you just here, which you can control all the Lego kits, and loads of projects just on the right that you can try out. And in most cases, just Googling Scratch and WeDo will bring up all the projects you need. Also, check out YouTube. They've got loads of ideas and activities that you can use on there. Okay, a couple of tips for using Lego WeDo kits. First things first is, number one, create a set of rules with your class for using WeDo. Okay, really important. Make sure that the kits are all put away properly at the end, because you will lose parts inevitably, and I'll give you another tip in a minute, but it's really important at the end of the lesson, make sure you have plenty of time to make sure they're all put away properly. Next, group students into pairs. If you put them in any more than that, rows tend to happen. You know, I want to do this part, I want to do that. A pair usually works really well. Encourage students to question, explore, and create. Okay, that's the sort of main principle of Lego WeDo 2.0. You start with the questioning, you explore what you're doing, you're creating. Okay, get them to really think about a lot of that, and allow time for the children to fiddle with and change their designs. Don't worry if you don't finish all the activities in a session. And an important one here, keep lost Lego pieces in a container for easier set management. Trust me, if you lose it, you'll find them everywhere. Anything that you don't find in a lesson, keep them all in one place. And that means when the kits are opened again the next time, they can't find a piece, they can go to that box. Okay, I've put assessment up here, but it's definitely not assessment. This is extra resources. I found some great websites here. Danny's Lab has loads of cool projects on there that you may want to consider. And you've also got BrickSafe as well. And finally, from the Lego website, you can download as a PDF some extra extension projects to maybe push your children even further if you wish. Okay, so now I'm going to do a bit of a live demo. I wanted to show you, just doing one of the very simple tasks, how easy it is to use Lego WeDo. So first and foremost, I am going to, bear with me, I'm just going to stop sharing my page with you. Okay, stop presenting. And I am now going to share with you the actual software of Lego WeDo here, and hopefully that should be shared with you. So I've decided today to create my first project, and my first project is going to be, oh, bear with me, just loading up. I'm going to make the glowing snail. So the first thing you need to do is get your kits out, get everything that you need. Now, unfortunately, just like a Blue Peter moment here, I have all the bits ready to go, because I can imagine looking through there and not finding things. That's the last thing I need at the moment. So you simply click on the glowing snail. It gives you your objectives, which you could pull in, you know, you can put them in so the kids can write them up later if you need to. And then you simply click go. It gives you a bit of a story to get them hooked in. So this one is Max and Mia visit an aquarium. They see a rare snail. The snail sends out flashes of green light to communicate. They want to build a model of the snail. This project here, I think, would be great for some of your Key Stage 1 kids. I think this would really engage them. And there are 4 of these. This can be done over half an hour. So I think it fits into the tie to the national curriculum as well. It will work if you get it all set up correctly, of course. Now, Max and Mia need your help. Use the Lego bricks to build your model. Are you ready? I'm ready. So I'm going to start building. So here's what it should look like at the end. Now, the first thing I need is a long black piece and a blue piece. Connect them up. And you simply follow through the instructions. As you can see, it's so easy for those children. It's very prescriptive. It shows you how to set it up bit by bit, piece by piece. And you simply put together your project. Put my eyes on. Ooh, that's a tricky one. And put my other eye on. And next, we've got some little antennae. Stick them on there. Okay. And next, we have sort of the tail or the shell, I'm guessing. And you stick them on there. And finally, we have our motor. Okay, well, it's not a motor. It's more like a motherboard. This is what connects to the software. And I'm just going to put that on there. Good job, you're done. Okay, there we go. Here is my finished snail. Now, next, it's going to ask me to connect. Goodness me, if this doesn't work now, I'm gonna have to. I'm not going to be happy. Right. So it says, first of all, on your little Lego robot here, click this button here, and once you do that, it starts flashing, and that means it's ready to connect. And as you can see, hallelujah, it's found it here. I click on that, and just like that, give it a minute. It's just finding it. It's connected. So I don't want to rename it for now, but I'm all connected and I'm ready to go. I'm going to go back to my project, and it says connected, and I'm going to move on. Now, this is your sort of programming area, okay? Now, it's just giving me the simple blocks at the moment. It even shows you how to get it set up. It says, make the snail show a flash of green light. So number one, let's create the program. Number two, it will ask you then to explain to each other how the snail works. So you've got your play button here. And now we're going to make it by putting this block on. Very simple to begin with, just getting the basics. We're going to make it flash. So I'm going to choose a color. I'm going to go for 5, because that's like a green color. And then what I'm going to do is, hopefully you can see this, when I click the play button, it should flash, and it flashes green. So as you can see, every time I press it, you get a green flash. What you have done there is coding. You have coded the snail to flash green. It's very basic. However, it starts the building blocks of what could become a very interesting curriculum. This can be used right down in Key Stage 1, but the point is you're showing children how things can be controlled from a basic level. And then obviously this can be very much upscaled depending on what you want to do, and look at some of the projects that are involved. I think the purpose of this is to show you how easy it is to use this sort of kit. Now, once you've done that, it even gives you a little extension activity for your quick finishes. It says, make the lights flash lots more times. Now, usually you have loops and all sorts of codes in here, but very simply to start with, they don't show these until you do the different programs. So what I want to do is, let's see if I can make it do lots of different colors. So I can add all these different blocks on. Okay, I can do as many as I want. And the kids can do the same. And I'll add another one there. And then each time, let's change it to a different color. I've got a 3, a 4, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, and a finally white 10. Once that's in, let's see if we press our button, have we managed to make it do all the different colors? Let's have a look. There you go. And it's working. And the beauty of it is it shows you as it's changing color going through the code blocks itself. Okay, so that is the end of that demonstration there. And as you go through, it goes, you've got good job, back to lobby. And at this point, you could even use the assessment tool there where you can take a picture of what you've done. It's all included in there. Now, just coming back to you all now, I'm just going to share with you the final slide. Okay. And I'm just going to ask, have we got any questions? I know my colleague Erica from Hythe Furlong is with us, and I'm just going to have a check myself to see if we've got any questions. Anything anyone would like to ask?
I can't see anything in the chat, Michael.
Thank you, Erica. If anyone else would like to ask anything now, now's your chance. Obviously, I support a few of you schools there, so you're also more than welcome to email me at a later date. Okay, so for now, thank you for joining us today. And I would just like to say a few things. If you have any further questions, you can contact me via my Twitter handle at GoldieTeach, or if you have not yet signed up, please visit the EdTech Demonstrator Project and fill in the expression of interest form. Alternatively, to find out this video later on, please visit our EdTech YouTube channel and click subscribe to get those notifications. Or alternatively as well, I'm doing something next week, which is about using microbits and Python in primary computing. I hope you've enjoyed this session and you've got something from it. And hopefully I will see you in the future. Thank you for turning up today. Enjoy your evening. Bye for now.